We are not distracted over here, and the Epstein files are not going away. No matter how many wars you start, no matter how many dogs you wag, it ain't happening. Okay? We know what happened. Recently, Dan Goldman was on the House floor and showed one of the unredacted documents that he got, and we've heard this one before. Donald Trump was introduced to a 13-year-old girl, said to the 13-year-old girl, "Let me show you how little girls are supposed to act." Released his miniature mushroom and shoved her head down on it, and she bit him. And then he punched her and said, allegedly, "Get this bitch out of here." She was interviewed 4 times by the FBI, and apparently deemed credible, because the FBI doesn't, interview somebody 4 times if they're not. And then that particular file was hidden from us. What else could they be hiding? Again, as I've said, it turns out, of all things, QAnon, Q was right. Pizzagate was real, just didn't happen at a pizza shop. It was a global cabal of elites abusing children protected by the deep state, just a different global cabal than they thought, and a different deep state than they thought. The deep state now is, Pam Bondi and the DOJ and the FBI of Donald Trump. A new, deeper state than ever they suspected. And we've heard about this story for a while, and they try to hide this story from us, so that makes us want to look even more. It's not going away. Now, late 2025 and early 2026, a large batch of Epstein files was released, and then we attacked Iran with the Midnight Hammer. And then another batch was released in January 26, and then we attacked Venezuela. And then another batch got released in March 2026. And what the hell happened in March? The idiots of March. What was that? Oh, yes, we attacked Iran again. Even John Cusack is calling this wag the dog on Twitter. I didn't even know John Cusack was political. I love me some John Cusack, and really hope he'll kick out another couple movies, man. Do another, some kind of wonderful, part 2 or something, man. Those were great, feel good fucking movies. Even a Grosse Point Blank, where he's a hitman. Loved it. Love me some John Cusack. Come and do some more John Cusack. But as I've said for 6 years or so, opposition to Trump is not politics. This is not political. It's a fight for common human decency. Common human decency, man. And Trump is the most commonly indecent person I've ever seen on the global stage. So that's me talking about it. I recognize that, I live on the principles of logic, reason, and evidence. So it puts me in a different state than a lot of the rest of the world. Innocent people don't hide documents. They don't do cover-ups. They don't attack they don't turn on their most ardent supporters like Marjorie Taylor Greene because she wants to release the documents, unless there's something damaging in the documents for them. All of the cover-ups, all of the times that Mike Johnson has closed the House, sent him home on vacation, delayed the seating of a newly elected congressman for weeks, if not a month. It was a long time, delayed it so she couldn't be the final vote to release the Epstein files. Innocent people don't do that. Logic, reason, evidence. Now, what's evidence? Evidence is an FBI report, an FBI complaint, and then an FBI follow-up, and then 3 more FBI follow-ups. That is evidence of a crime. When Pam Bondi said that there was no evidence of a crime, I don't know if she was under oath at that time, but she lied to Congress. Might be that she's stupid, might be that she's ignorant. It would fit the course for the Trump administration, but that is evidence. Whether or not that is credible evidence, well, that's debatable. It has to be checked out. But FBI searched, interviewed her 4 times and then stopped, probably because Trump was president again. But big thing that came out in that particular victim said that she had been receiving threats for years, and her mother had been receiving threats. And leading up to the 2016 election, the threats increased. Shortly thereafter, she was found with her head blown off in a manner that the coroner said absolutely couldn't be suicide. So maybe this is before Trump got a good, fake suicide crew like he did to Epstein. Yeah, I'm just speculating. Yeah, using my free speech. Yeah, I'm doing a Tucker Carlson. I'm just asking questions. Do any of these sound like the actions of innocent people? No, I don't think so. Here's a clip. Watch the clip.
Facing pressure in person for hiding even more Epstein documents. By in person, I mean what we're watching play out right now. Top House Democrats and lawmakers are meeting with embattled Attorney General Pam Bondi and Deputy AG Blanche over the hiding of files and alleged abuse of redactions. The meeting is confidential. It's happening at this hour. If we get any news, we'll bring it to you. Congressman Garcia says the meeting itself will not substitute for a further grilling under oath.
There's been some reporting that somehow they're not interested in doing the full subpoena conversation and the deposition under oath. This is not a substitute for that.
Now, that hearing happened. Word is Pam Bondi refused to do it under oath. Refused to do it under oath. I mean, really, Pam, do you think your God doesn't know you're a lying piece of shit? Do you think it would matter? Y'all act like you're Christians. I'm not a Christian, but I seem to understand Christianity better than most of you because Jesus was woke, man. Check out another clip.
Of one of our members and the American opened up what was supposed to be a briefing by asking the Attorney General, which I did multiple times, if she would commit to follow the subpoena that is in place that compels her to answer questions that's under oath, transcribed, and then made available to the American people. And she refused on multiple occasions to commit to following the subpoena that Chairman Comer actually just put out. I asked her repeatedly that question. Other members asked her that question, and she would not commit to it. It is outrageous, it's infuriating, and it continues this White House cover-up of the Epstein files.
Again, that's how innocent people behave. People that were exonerated, that kind of thing. Yeah, gonna piss on my head and tell me it's raining. Jimmy Kimmel, he had something to say. He wants to get kicked off of TV by the FCC, and I hope he keeps it up. Now let's check out Jimmy Kimmel.
Yesterday, he said it could be more than 4 to 5 weeks. Today, he said it's too soon to know, and tomorrow we'll be shooting for Christmas, I guess. However long it takes until everyone stops talking about how many times his name is in the Trump Epstein files. That's how, and one of the concerns that has been raised is that dropping all these bombs could deplete our weapons reserves and put us in a tough spot if another conflict were to arise somewhere else, like if Greenland decides to launch a preemptive attack. There are reports that the reason we've been moving so fast with this is that they want to finish the job before we run out of munitions. But don't worry, President Donald J. Rumsfeld says we are locked and loaded for the long haul. He says the United States munition stockpiles have, at the medium and upper medium grade, never been higher or better. As was stated to me today, we have a virtually unlimited supply of these.
So in closing, there is evidence that's not being looked at. There are wars being started to distract from the Epstein files. He will send our children to die rather than face what he did. And I am of the belief that he did it based on logic, reason, and evidence, based on what he said about himself, based on, I moved in on her like she was a bitch, started kissing her, and then grabbed her by the pussy. And when you're famous, they'll let you do that. Well, they won't all let you do that. Some of them gonna file charges. Some of them gonna win. That happened. E. Jean Carroll and one of the other of his victims described exactly that. He grabbed me, started kissing me, and then grabbed me by the crotch. I imagine if most of his victims hadn't committed suicide, we'd be hearing that from them too. Michael Krell from the WTH News Network. Thank you for subscribing. Subscribing helps a lot, liking helps a lot, but you know what really helps, and it helps me too? Commenting. If you leave a comment, I'll reply. We're only about a month, less than a month into this project, so there's not a whole lot of followers on a lot of the platforms, so I will see your comment. I will reply. I will give you a reply, and we can have a discussion about this in the comments, whether you agree, whether you disagree, whatever, man. I want to, I'm a communicator. I want to communicate with my audience. So see you out there, but comments really, it helps me, helps the program, helps us out a lot. We are independent media and extremely anti the current government, clearly not unbiased, but you know, try and bring you the actual facts. And the actual facts is that these are fascist and they're doing fascist shit. So we come under fire, and all the tech bros have kissed the ring. I'm not sure if Google has yet, but probably has. So, you know, we have a hard time on these algorithms. They suppress us. And the only way that we can become unsuppressed is with your help. So I'm counting on you, man. What can you do to help us grow? And as we grow, I'll bring you more and more and more and more. And I'll keep going. All right. I'll see you next time.